Fellow Zimbabweans across the world, I'd like to thank you for tuning into our website and also visiting our YouCaring page. I'd like to start by just explaining a little bit about the Unity Party, and I know that a lot of people have questions as to why we have decided to form a new party and why we have not gone and joined all the other parties. The reason being that we all appreciate that Zimbabwe is at a point where we need change. And if we really need change that is going to be meaningful, we need to look at how possible is it to bring about that change within the same old structures that exist. And having looked at that very carefully, it is why we have come to the conclusion that we do need something that is new, something that is fresh. We have a party in power right now who have been in power for 37 years. We have an opposition that is strong, that has been in power for 19 years, but have not been able to unseat the incumbent. And having looked at those things very carefully, we have come to this conclusion that there's things that have been done over and over again, but have not availed us with the results that we want. For this reason, we believe that there is a need for us to bring something that is very new, a new perspective to the whole scene, have a new platform in which we can actually talk about meaningful change. Now, when we talk about change, we're not just talking about change for the sake of change, but we're talking about change that brings the country to the place where we all want it to be. We're talking about change in our infrastructure, change that affects our healthcare systems, change that affects our education system, and change that deals decisively with corruption and rehabilitation and resuscitation of the economy. So these are the reasons, my dear friends, why the Unity Party exists. Now, above all that, the Unity Party is not a party that is based on one person's ideology, but it is a party that is based on an ideology of bringing different people together, regardless of whether you are in the diaspora or whether you are in country, whether you are Ndebele or whether you are Kalanga or whether you are Shona. It has got nothing to do with that. It is all about people who have the same mindset, people who are progressive, people who think that we can really do something to make Zimbabwe great again. I know a lot of people don't like hearing that because they think it's a Trump statement, but the reality is that many of us have never seen the great Zimbabwe that we talk about. But I believe that that is a possibility that we can make it another thing that actually happens in our lifetime. This is the reason why we don't believe that the current government has any ideas of how to make that happen, and why we need to have somebody else who has a vision for the future. The leaders we have today are concerned with today. They don't care about the future, and this is why I'm appealing to the youth today to reconsider our position and not continue to ignore the process of elections, the process of registering, the process of participating in the elections. If we don't get ourselves involved, we lose an opportunity to make Zimbabwe great again and to build a future for ourselves. I want to encourage you because this process takes a lot. There's a lot of resources that are required in order for us to be able to deliver on all these things that we're saying that we want to deliver. Firstly, on mobilizing the number of people that we need to get on the ground for this work to happen. I want to appeal more so to the people in the diaspora. I believe that we have between 3.5 million people in the diaspora, and my aim is that if all of us in the diaspora can afford to sacrifice buying McDonald's for one day and contribute $1 each to the cause, we have enough money to unseat the government. I don't know what it would take for you to see change happen in Zimbabwe, but I don't think $1 is too much to ask. I believe that if every Zimbabwean who is outside of the country was to put $1 towards our mission, we will have the resources that we need to unseat the incumbent government. It is not a challenge, it is not an impossible thing. And I know that some people will start thinking that we're just trying to get money from people. But I want to ask you the same question. How much can you do with $1? But there is so much that we can do when we bring those dollars together. And I want to assure you that all our accounts are being audited internationally, and those audits will always be available on our website for people to have a look at. We want to be transparent in all that we do because we believe that transparency and accountability are some of the ground rules, things that we need to do in order to make sure that we can progressively move Zimbabwe forward. So this is my appeal to you. For watching this, I want to thank you, but I also want to encourage you to visit our website www.unitypartyzimbabwe.org and also to visit our YouCaring page, which is YouCaring/Unity Party, and make a donation, make a contribution, whether it's financially or whether it's in comments. We truly appreciate that. And if you're young at heart and you are interested in getting involved in the political system back home, we want to hear from you. We want to engage you. We believe that the Unity Party is going to be the freshest party on the scene, with the youngest majority of people working in it, because it is the youth that I believe are going to change the face of the future of Zimbabwe. So I thank you again for taking your time to tune in and to listen to what I've had to say. This is your president, Richard Kanyango. Thank you.